All right, everybody. Good afternoon. What is going on? Pretty chill afternoon so far. My shirt shows up a little bit funky on the green screen, but so be it. We got some more safeties to look at here. Just a few more, and this will be it. I know that we're down to the bottom here. We're now officially down to guys that are being graded as like seventh round players, guys who may be lucky to get drafted. So I know there's not a ton of compelling stuff going on here, but let's start with Bishop Fitzgerald of the USC Trojans, the other USC safety. So, decent chance that both USC safeties get drafted this year. 23 years old, a little bit on the smaller side, 5'11, 201 pounds. Arm length is okay. Hands are kind of big. Did not test very well, though. And when you're this small, you need to be a little bit faster. So, this is a problem. Only a couple of the big boards that I use actually have him. Pro Football Focus and CBS have him around like the sixth round. The aggregate has him in the seventh. We're looking at about 105 tackles, 9.5 for loss, 8 picks. So big time ball hawk. So that's ball production that you're not going to see from even some highly graded safeties. So worth noting. And it's not like he gets targeted a ton either to get those interceptions. Over the last 2 years, he's been targeted 59 times, 8 interceptions, 11 passes defensed. PFF grade 91 almost last year. So there's actually some really cool stuff going on here with Fitzgerald. This is indicative of a pretty good player. So he's a ball hawk. He's always in the right spot. He's constantly finding a way to take the ball away. So he just has a good knack for making sure he's where the ball is. He's not afraid of contact, not afraid of getting into a car crash to try to defend against the run. His click and close is going to be pretty good, I think, at the NFL level. I think it plays. He reads plays well. He's cerebral. He knows how to watch a play from zone and monitor it. And there is some good versatility here. So he's a versatile player. I think he'll be able to do a few different safety duties, not everything, but a good amount of it. Now, there is a downside to his aggression. He does get beat for big plays when he gets beat a lot because he is always going for that big play. He doesn't really have the speed to keep up in man, and if you allow a play to go on for too long, eventually he's just going to get blown past. Like a 4.55 at his size, like you can see the problem. He's not the greatest at reading run plays and being in the right position there. He doesn't take great angles. He's good at reading passing plays, but running plays he struggles with. And he got injured and missed some time in 2025, so he didn't even have that full final season. So he's kind of interesting. Like the ball hawk stuff is legit. I just don't think there's enough here because he's not fast enough and he's not big enough. So seventh rounder, maybe I could go sixth, maybe, but there's not a ton here. All right, Xavier Nwankpa of Iowa, quite a name here. I believe I've had this guy on my radar for a couple years now. 22, pretty good size, but very short arms, or at least relatively short arms. So a little bit on the not so long side. Tiny hands too. Testing was mixed. He ran a decent 40, but had a bad 10-yard split. Interesting combination there. The only big board I use that has him in the draft at all is CBS. They have him in the seventh. The aggregate has him in the seventh. PFF had him getting undrafted by a pretty wide margin. 2025, a lot of production, but not necessarily ball production. And that's one thing with Xavier here. He over the last 2 years, he has 1 interception and 1 pass defensed total. Now, he doesn't get targeted a ton in coverage, but still, you would expect a little bit more going on here for a safety that played a pretty good amount of football. PFF grades have been fairly good. So Nwankpa, in terms of physical and athletic traits, he's got pretty much everything you could want. He's got size. He's got athleticism. He's got at least straight line speed. Even maybe he doesn't have acceleration, but he's actually a little bit of a physical specimen for a guy you could get this late in the draft. His size allows him to match up with tight ends. He can kind of be a big nickel almost, too. So he does have the size for those matchups. He can cover a lot of ground. He's rangy. And there's some versatility with how you can line him up. So there is some good stuff going on here with Xavier. He's not really stand out in any one particular area, admittedly. I don't think there's anything he's great at. He's just kind of competent at all of it. His instincts when placed in zone are kind of lacking. He needs to learn how to read plays and see the play a little bit better. He's not very physical either, even though he's a bigger guy. He seems a little bit afraid of getting physical. His hips are kind of slow and segmented. He doesn't flip his hips very smoothly, and he takes bad angles to the ball. So there is some stuff to work on, but the versatility is kind of nice here. He's not good enough in any one area to really stand out, but I don't think he'll be a complete lame duck anywhere either, especially if he gets a little more cerebral. So 7th round pick, probably can't go wrong here. I'd go 7th round pick probably. Should be fine. And final guy for this video is going to be Jalen Stroman of Notre Dame. So Jalen Stroman of Notre Dame could not find his age, and he was not invited to the combine. His size is okay as far as we know. We don't know exactly how big he is, but the estimates are pretty fair. Pro Football Focus actually kind of liked him. They had him in the late 5th. Aggregate puts him in the late 7th, though. And you can see that he never really he didn't play a ton. Like he had a lot of tackles in 2023. 2024 he missed the whole season though, and then 2025 he was a part-time player. Over his last 2 seasons he's been targeted a total of 25 times, which tells you there's a little bit of a small sample size here. Good PFF grades, but we're not working with a ton of data here. So the positives with Stroman are as follows to me. He's very good as a box safety, and he's also very good coming up from back to play the run. So you put him in those situations where he comes up towards the line of scrimmage, he's pretty good. He's cerebral in if you allow him to face the play in zone coverage, he can see what's going on in front of him. He has the size and traits for big nickel work. So I think you're also getting somebody who could be a little bit of a nickel, and he's a firm tackler. So you kind of see what you're getting here. You're getting a guy who's kind of like a safety meant to play close to the line of scrimmage. Now he's got no combine results, which is frustrating. Really doesn't give you a lot to work with here. He goes aggressively with his first read and is out of the play if he's wrong. So he doesn't have the athleticism to make a mistake and then make up for it. And he doesn't have the ability to cover enough ground for deep work. So you try to have him as even like a too high safety, it's going to be bumpy. So I like it. I like what he brings. I think there's some good stuff here. There's just so much we don't know about Stroman. I can't really go too crazy here. So even in a draft like this, where normally I would rank potential a little bit higher, I feel like there's so much unknown with Stroman that I got to go 7th round flyer because the lack of data is just stark here. Okay, I think that's really about it. So that's all the safeties that I'm going to be looking at. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 more later, but that's going to be it at our initial look. So Jalen Stroman is wrapping us up, and that's the end of the safety look. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Another position we probably start tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then.